Peace, 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 people. Wow, yesterday was a big video talking about 4B movement. And I guess a lot of people was more or less looky-loos because a lot of people refused to hit the like button. I don't know what it is about that like button. Is like kryptonite to some people, but I think it's an interesting conversation that was had yesterday. I think that it can be utilized here in America with a little bit of what do you call it, ad lib to what and how you could use the movement to benefit the community, to maybe stop doing messed up behavior and, you know, start all over again. Start with a new, fresh outlook on how you want to move, how you want to deal with relationships with men, with women, with friends, with family, whatever. We have to consider how people treat us, how they feed us, or how they deplete us. And if they're depleting you, you need to get rid of them. You need to only or surround yourself around positivity, people that are trying to give you good things to grow your mind and spirit is what I say. Today, I want to talk about Mr.T, but that's later on in the broadcast. I noticed that I have not seen a lot of him, and I was wondering if he was even alive, and I guess he is still alive, but he's kind of older. But he was very influential in the Black community. He had a positive message. He tried to represent as a Black American man in positivity. And I want to bring him back later on in the show to kind of like update what's been going on with him, what has he been doing, and things of that nature, or kind of remind us who he was, because I know that maybe a lot of people younger may not even know who he is. Now, I know I've been talking a lot about, how are you doing, Jack and Josu, I guess it is. Bald Lives Matter, is that what you said, Jack? Yes, there's a whole lot of people that could be balding right now. That's true. Everybody's life does matter. But on this channel, I primarily focus on Black Indigenous Americans who, for whatever reason, propaganda is trying to remix us, trying to make us feel like we don't have a voice anymore, trying to make our identity such a controversy. It's very amazing to me whenever we try to say who we are. There's so many voices that's coming for us about, you can't say that, you have to say this, you have to claim African, you have to do, I mean, everybody has all these directions and instructions for Black Americans. But this is the year that we're taking our power and we're utilizing our power and we're telling you who we say we are. We're not asking for permission. I saw and caught a live yesterday. It was fire by Black Alpha. Is it Black Alpha? Let me look it up. Black Alpha Network. My goodness. He did a live called Taking Out the Trash Tethers. Y'all got to check out that live. I will be playing a little bit of it just so that you can see what he was on, what he was talking about, because I think it was very powerful coming from a man. And like I say all the time, the message hit a little bit different when it comes from men. I wish to goodness I did not even have to speak. Unfortunately, there's not enough men speaking the way in which he was speaking. He does claim FBA, and I hope the best for him as far as having faith in Tariq Nasheed. I hope, for goodness sake, that Tariq Nasheed will not let that man down. But he's going to have him speak at the reparations rally coming up. And I wanted to play a little snippet of what he was talking on, because I think that what he was saying resonates with what the conversations that I've been having on this live. I really want you guys to really understand where we're coming from, and hopefully we can get more supporters to understand that everybody has a right to self-identify. Everybody has their own ethnicities, but people are trying to exclude Black Americans from having their own ethnicity. And that is what I've been observing. And there's a propaganda behind that. I really feel like people are trying to maneuver in such a way in secrecy with hopes to try to remix and rename us again against our will yet again. And we're the only people, y'all, that's been in America for generations upon generations where we've seen so many name changes. And I believe that Pan-Africans and other Africans think that what does it matter if we change their name again? That's why there's such an uproar about us calling ourselves FBA, ADOS, me calling myself Indigenous Black American, others claiming Native Indian or American Indian or Aboriginals or Moors or NOI, goes on and on and on, Israelites, whatever we desire to call ourselves. People are really pissed that they don't have the say as they used to have before, the manipulations that they used to have before. We have finally woken up in a lot of ways. I wouldn't say uniformly we are calling ourselves one thing and one thing only, which is a problem, but we now have our chest poked out to feel confident enough to say, I'm calling myself this. I don't care what others are saying in other places of the globe, what they're desiring for me to call myself. Who are y'all to dictate to Black Americans, Indigenous to America, what we want to call ourselves? So let's get to a little snippet of what Alpha Male, or I keep saying his name wrong, Black Alpha Network had to say. I'm only going to play a little snippet of what he had to say, but y'all got to catch his live because it was lit.
Yeah, we about to go there. As a matter of fact, y'all hold on 1 millisecond. Hold up, wait, was.
And by the way, this is fair use of videos for educational purposes, for reaction purposes, observation purposes, and entertainment as well. Please like the video. I don't know what it is. I guess I have a lot of hating looky-loos. But if you get any benefit from hearing this video, learning something, or understanding something, please like the video, share the video, subscribe to this channel. You said my dad is white. You said English, but I'm white. You said my mom is 100% African. Okay, so what do you call yourself, Jack Reynolds? Let me know what you call yourself. Dale says, so I'm out? What do you mean? No one's out. You're welcome to be here. I guess it's going to take him a while to find the tape. Hold on, it's coming. Come on. Anyways, as he gets whatever. Okay, there it is.
Act like we never left. Here we go. Y'all remember when Cardi B, they was trying to mess with my stuff. I'm like, oh, no.
Now,
800 people here.
The reason why I wanted to start here is because Cardi B has been utilized as a spokesperson for Black Americans. She's not a Black American. No one asked her to be our spokesman, but she has an issue with people calling her Mexican. But everybody has an issue with us saying we are not anyone else but American. But see how quick Cardi B gets upset about people calling her Mexican. Again, she is whatever she is. I'm not even quite sure what she is. If someone could remind me what she is. But people are designating other people to be our spokespeople. And I'm sick of that. And he's pointing this fact out. Let's go.
Tell me it was only 400. I'm like, ain't no 400. That's 800. Ain't it funny? Stop, you come back, and then boom, they go to 800 again. Check this out. I want y'all to see this. Remember when Cardi B straight up said she can't stop saying the N-word? Remember that? Y'all remember? Yeah. Y'all remember when Cardi B said, I'm not going to stop saying the N-word. I'm going to say the N-word as much as I want to, right? Y'all remember that? Okay. All right. Cool. But it's funny because a lot of that is starting to come back around to her now. Yeah, this is the thing. They think that they can say the N-word whenever they want to, whenever they please. But yet foundational Black Americans, we got to go ahead and just accept them. By the way, Jesus, boy, hideous. This is what we talking about right here. Yeah, Cardi Fleet. Cardi Fleet, absolutely. Listen to Cardi Fleet a few years ago saying she couldn't stop saying the N-word. Backlash over like Latinos using the N-word and so forth like that. Like, what's your fair use, family? Fair use, YouTube, fair use. Watch this right here. Backlash over like Latinos using the N-word and so forth like that. Like, what's your approach to that?
It's just something that like it's like a lingo. Like even if I want to stop saying it, I really can't stop saying it. Like I'm sorry. Like it seems like it's something that is so normal, which is bad, but like it is what it is.
Whoa!
It's just something that like is like a lingo. Like even if I want to stop saying it, I really can't stop saying it. Like
even if I want to stop saying it, I can't. So basically, I'm not respecting anybody else's culture. Okay, I can do what I want. Then she says sorry.
I'm sorry. Like it seems like it's something that is so normal, which is bad.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's what it is, right? Okay. All right. This is another tether. This is tether number 15 on this episode. All right. Well, after that kind of came out, fam, and she was trying to run that game, right? She was trying to tell folks what they was going to do, what they was going to say, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Just a few days ago, Cardi B came out, and now she's mad because people were calling her Mexican. Look how the game changes, y'all, when it comes to their culture. When it comes to their culture, now it ain't no, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say what I want to say. Now it ain't no, oh, I can't quit doing it. When we delineate, it's a problem. Because you know why? You know why people got a problem with us delineating? They don't have a problem with delineation. They have a problem with foundational Black Americans delineating. And I'm going to tell you why. Because delineating means you cannot get what's ours. Delineating means you can't steal from us. Delineation means you cannot take our culture. They see that as a big, I can't take from FBA. My whole life is based on stealing from FBA. Everything I do is about FBA. And if FBA won't let me steal, I don't know what to do now. But I'll tell you what, everybody can see this clear. Watch how it happens when people start calling her Mexican. And by the way, they was messing with her, putting sombreros on her and everything. Watch this.
Language, we have different dialects. We don't eat the same food. We don't eat the same nothing. Call a Nigerian gay. Call a Haitian Jamaican. Call a Jamaican a Haitian. Call guys a tree. And you tell me how they gonna feel. And all I do, and stop playing with me, because y'all know that I'm not Mexican.
No, I thought you just couldn't quit. I thought everybody can be I thought it was all lives matter. I thought it was POC. No, you can't do that. That ain't how the game works. No. Everybody can say anything. It's funny. Now all of a sudden, the energy changes when it comes to stealing from foundational Black Americans. You don't care. It's I can't stop. There is no delineation. We got this big open door where you can come on in and say as you please. But the minute somebody starts calling you a Mexican, you want to get mad. Imagine if someone called this to a Nigerian. Imagine if someone called this to a Haitian. Yep, and everybody calls us POCs and blacks and brown. You ain't got no problem with a black and brown. As a matter of fact, y'all remember that big, cool groove dude that was dancing around? Cardi B was the main one out there defending him. Saying, that's not that bad. Y'all don't need to get that man banned from TikTok. And now all of a sudden, when it comes crashing down on her community, she don't want to be called Mexican. No. Cardi B wants to be separate. So delineation, once again, is okay when it comes to your community. But when we simply say you can't be a Black American.
Again, everybody everywhere has the right to have pride in their nationality, in their heritage, in their lineage, except for Black Americans, and we're changing this, irregardless of how Pan-Africans feel, irregardless of how $5 Africans who took the DNA test and now they're proclaiming to be Africans. We don't give a damn. We don't care about none of that, because we see the hypocrisy of how people are moving, how people are proclaiming their pride, but they want us to stay prideless. They want us to stay powerless. They want us to be used and abused by anybody that wants to use our identity, come up off of our identity, and then have their specific identity outside of that logo of Black American or African American. And we're sick and tired of the hustle, the con game, people double dipping, triple dipping, using our identity and then conveniently having theirs secured away where we're not able to access Nigerian or Ghanaian or other groups of people that advocate for themselves in America as themselves. And then they turn around and use Black American and African American. And we did not know this. We did not understand this until recently. Now that we know, we are delineating and we're trying to make sure people recognize us outside of the people that have come over here who are using our identity for their benefit. It does not benefit us for others to use our identity. It muffles our voice. It silences our voice. And this is why we are upset about why we want to self-identify. And I think it is high time that all of us self-identify and we make it be known that we're not settling for people trying to dictate to us anymore at any time. Let's go.
Then all of a sudden, that's not fair. No, it's extra fair.
Well, y'all do that to irritate me. And not only do y'all call me a Mexican, so of course I'm gonna defend myself every single time you guys do it. You're not gonna keep erasing my nationalities. You're not gonna keep erasing who I am. And first of all,
okay, so she can say that boldly with her chest out. You're not gonna erase my nationality. You're not gonna erase nothing. The same is what we're saying at this point in time. And I hope that the listeners are finally getting it, because again, for the longest time, we never said a word about what we were called. We just kind of like went along to get along. And we realized that that is a detriment now to our voice, to our having our own singular voice to say, this is what we want as a people. When other people are cosplaying us or jumping into the lane of saying that and claiming that they're us, and they want to claim our history, claim what we have accomplished and say, oh, I can speak for these people. No, you cannot. Speak for your own people. Stop trying to invite yourself to speak for people that's not telling you or asking you to speak for us. But that's what we have found out, that various people, including Cardi B, who is not even a Black American at all, was invited by Kamala Harris and Biden and all of them to represent the Black community. How? That's so fucking disrespectful. But this is where we have allowed these clowns to take over, and run over in our lane and take over. And now we're realizing that we need to kick these people up off of our, out of our category and self-declare who we are, because we're tired of people just feeding off of us. We're tired.
Like growing up, did I ever heard anybody call me a Mexican? So
Wait a minute. Her nationality? No. See, you didn't mind trying to be a foundational Black American, though. You didn't mind when people were disrespecting foundational Black American nationality. Now it's a big problem. No, I'm going to have to say this. I'm sorry. Cardi B, I'm going to have to go ahead and big you up. We're going to have to start calling Cardi B. What we going to call her? We're going to call her, let's start calling her, let's say, Mexicano. Have a good one, Cardi Mexicano.
Like, when I was coming up, y'all wasn't calling me that, but now y'all do call me that. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna say something about it, because it's like, that's not my nationality. That's not what I am. Respect my, like, yeah, everybody wants to get respected. Stop doing that. I wish I was again so I could have the cartel chop y'all.
No, El Chop Ho. No, wait a minute, El Chop Ho. Let's be real now. I know. Y'all respect your nationality. You weren't respecting our nationality when you was running around here bigging up Smooth Groove, saying the N-word, saying I can't stop, sorry, y'all just gonna have to deal with it. No, El Chop Ho. No, Tijuana. No, that's not how it works, Mexicano. No. Let's get real here, Chica Chong. This is what it is. No, y'all all the same. You ain't gonna be separate when you want to be separate. And then all of a sudden, you want to come into the black community and be one of us. No, if foundational black Americans is going to play by our rules, then you're going to have to play by all the other rules. That's how it's going to have to be, El Chavo.
I have heard that before, Simplic Pete, that somehow you guys don't see the like button, and I don't understand why that is. I don't know why they're barring you guys from hitting the like button, but maybe you have to come back after the video is over and like the video. I would appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know why it's hidden in a lot of different, I don't know why it's different format for me, but I appreciate you for letting me know. Yeah, click the 3 dots. Okay, yeah, that's right. Click the 3 dots and then you can hit the like button. I don't know why they're doing that to me though.
Honey, if I was Mexican, you know the poor will having in Jalisco, honey. You must be chopped up in the river. Y'all lucky.
And who you think she's talking to? Be chopped up in the river. She's talking to black people. She's talking to black Americans. She's talking to the people that she's claiming to represent. She has disrespectfully represented us and see no qualms with claiming to be a black American when she knows full well she's not. But because she was invited and she was probably given money to do so, she was like, fuck it. Yeah, I'll represent those people. Now she's having a heart attack about people calling her Mexican. She's Dominican and something else. I forgot the she. Dominican and Trinidadian. But that's not a black American. And she calls herself an Afro-Latina. Nothing close to a black American. So why does she feel the need to represent us and now have an attitude about people misrepresenting her? But I tell y'all, people really think that we ought to revere and respect everybody else, but we get no respect. That's why we have to be forceful now. That's why we have to speak up bolder now. This is why we have to demand respect and take no prisoners when they don't.
Okay, right there. Yeah. No, that ain't the case. That ain't the case. No. Miss Tijuana El Chapo. You know what I'm saying? I got something though. I got something for her. I got something, family. I have a gift. I told y'all I'm a very gracious individual. You know what I'm saying? I like to look out for people. That's just what I do. It's just by my nature. Y'all know we Foundation for Black Americans. You know, Holden Martin last week was begging for 13 cents a day. You know what I'm saying? I gave him a quarter. You know what I'm saying? I gave him $1 too. You know what I'm saying? I know all y'all was like, keep that damn dollar. Yes, I should have, right? You know what I'm saying? So we're gracious people. And since Cardi B can't stop saying the N-word, and since Cardi B wants to be a part of the dominant society, disrespect our society, mind you, when she comes around and she starts doing all of that ratchet, degenerate behavior, she doesn't do that in her own community. You notice that, y'all? People like her, they only come around to our community with ratchet behavior, right? When she goes to the Latin Awards, all of a sudden she on her best behavior then. Hello, all my Latinos and Santiagos, nice to see you all. It's all good then. When they come around us, it's WAP, right? This is what they do. They know how to find our community and dump the ratchetness in it, right? All these tethers up, they know how to dump all their trash into our community. So now what we're doing is, on this episode, we're taking that trash and we throwing it back. That's why we're taking out the trash on this episode. But fam, I want to go ahead. I want to send this to her. This is fresh, man. It just got done cooking, man. You know what I'm saying? So, Cardi B, I know you cannot stand being called a Mexican. You want to delineate. You want to say the N-word around us. You want to defend disrespect towards us. And you really don't want to be called Mexican, though. You want to delineate and separate your culture. So I know you want to separate your culture. So I had, you know what I'm saying, all my people, man, I had to hook this up for you real quick. So this is for her. You know what I'm saying? This is for you. I'm giving these to you, Cardi B. Have a good time with your burritos. You feel me? Have a great time. Miss Tijuana, Miss Mexicana, Selena. Have a great time. El Chapo. It's great, a good Mexican dish for your community, because I know that's what you are. So that's for you. And I just want to make sure that you enjoy those. Those are fresh right there. I know you said you guys don't eat the same thing, you don't do the same things. Well, apparently you do. So that's for you right there. That's straight from Foundational Black American Certified Black Society. We are very, very generous people, and we don't mind helping you out, okay? So you don't even have to go anywhere. They're already there, and they're already made for you. So you just have a great time enjoying those, and Foundational Black Americans are going to enjoy being exceptional. So that is for you. You consider it a gift. You don't even have to pay us back. You don't. You don't have to pay us back. You tell Offset that he can just go ahead and sit this one on out, okay? So have fun with those, okay? Because I know that you don't want to be tied all into communities and all that. Well, don't consider yourself tied into anybody. But I do want you to consider that a gift from Foundational Black Americans. So you want to go ahead. That's your delineation gift. El Chapo. Have a great time.
What I wanted to show that for is, again, the hypocrisy, the double talk, the double speak that other people have about how they want to be represented, how they want to be revered, how they want to be respected, how they want to have their own delineation and pride. But when we say it, that's when things get misunderstood. It's as if people said, you are bound to be sacrificial lambs for all other groups that come here to America. That's how they're trying to play us. That's what they've been trying to do. And now we recognize it. Now, for instance, let me show you. I don't know if you guys watch this guy by the name of Joe Hansen, but he is a renowned beast when coming to eating a lot of food. He does a lot of competitions where he has to eat so much food in so much time. And then he wins the free food that he ate and other prizes sometimes. So he joined this Joloff eating contest, which of course Nigerians are known to make jollof rice, as well as Western Africans are known for making jollof rice. And here they are in Houston, and he joined this eating contest. And I want y'all to understand that these Nigerians stood out as being Nigerians. They put Nigerian flags, Nigerian name all over the place, plastered everywhere. They showed their cuisine and everything. The contest was about Nigerian jollof rice. It was to see who could eat the most to win $500. Again, no Black Americans invaded this Nigerian specific contest or specifically reserved contest for Nigerians. No one had an issue about them rocking their flag or claiming to be who they are. But just look at the hypocrisy. Again, think about how many times Black Americans have had their own contest or own function or festival. I can name many of Caribbean festivals in America. I can recall gatherings for Haitians or Nigerians. When have y'all see gatherings about Black Americans? The only one that we have, or two that we should have, is Juneteenth, which everybody now that are global foreign Black are utilizing Juneteenth to make money off of us. They don't respect our culture. Even the Black History Month of February, now all global foreign Blacks are claiming that month when it's preserved and reserved for Black American history. They show no signs of respect, but yet they're supposed to want us to respect them. And it doesn't work that way. But let's check this out. Now take a look. They're doing their dance. They have their Nigerian. This is in Houston, America. Houston, Texas. This is in Houston, Texas. So they have 7 minutes to eat as many bowls of jollof rice that they can. And at the end of 7 minutes, they're going to count how many bowls have been cleared. And whoever has cleared more bowls of jollof rice wins. They don't know who Joe Hansen is, because they should not want him to be there, because he is a renowned eater. He eats a lot of food on a regular. But you're going to see the Nigerian next to him who's going to cheat or attempt to cheat by taking his water from him and saying that he can't have another drink when his water runs low. Just different things that he was trying to do for scamming purposes to try to win the contest, and it still didn't work. Hansen still won, but I'm just trying to reiterate, they have a Nigerian function for this jollof rice challenge. Nobody has ever said you can't do that as Black Americans. Where's the inclusion to Black Americans in this? Nobody's saying nothing. But when we have our own function, everybody shows up. They won't leave us be.
Visitor. Today we're at the Nigerian Day of Houston, Texas, here doing the Jolloff rice eating contest. So the rules of the contest was a 7 minutes all you can eat. The bowls were counted. That was the measurement. So like, you know, you could eat 1 bowl, 2 bowls, 3 bowls, etc. Interestingly, the bowls were not evenly packed. So some bowls, although they might have appeared like to be roughly the same size, had a lot more rice than others. So there definitely was a bit of inconsistency with that. And they started us off all with one little water bottle like the one you see beside me there. They also gave us a cup, which you could pour that water bottle into like the gentleman did beside me. And then I brought the one other taller water bottle with me, as you know, there was no rules against bringing water, etc. But yeah, so definitely water was quite in limited capacity. And when asked for more, they said they didn't have any more. And in fact, the guy beside me actually took.
So he took his water that was given to him. The Nigerian dude right next to him just took his water. He's still going to lose, but he took his water, nonetheless, to frustrate the guy.
One water bottle, but I digress. So jollof rice, as we said, is kind of a tomato cooked and spiced rice. There definitely, at least in this jollof rice, was quite a bit of oil content, so it was definitely kind of rich, heavy, kind of like a fried rice in a way. But again, with tomatoes, a lot of different little vegetables, bay leaves, spices. There was definitely kind of some curries in there, some different chili peppers. I would say there was probably kind of some onions, some garlic, all kinds of different flavors. Now, jollof rice doesn't have to be spicy, it is spiced, but this jollof rice actually had a pretty good kick to it, especially, when eating it in quite a large capacity. So, that we kind of just dove on into the rice. So the grand prize was $500, which was for first place, and second place was going to get a prize of $100. So there's definitely a good stake. It did cost $10 to actually enter the contest, which was signed up online. However, even on the day of, I believe they actually took a couple kind of contestants or participants. But if you kind of notice this bowl in front of me of rice, like I noticed just how big and how full that one was packed, because even if it looked comparable, whatever they were scooping the rice with, like compressed it, because the rice was moist, like wetted. So, in the certain bowls, it was a lot heavier, it was a lot more compressed, whereas in other bowls, it was fluffier. So it was, strategically better just to eat like a smaller bowl rather than a bigger bowl, when in the end, it counted all for the same value, of one bowl. So at this point, I started trying to watch the table, see what everybody's doing, because this guy beside me is starting to gag and throw up from pushing himself so hard.
So mind you, the Nigerian next to him stole his water, and this Hanson guy, the white guy, has his own drink that he brought in his own, possessions. He has his own drink, and he's going to call him out saying that you can't drink that, but he stole his water. But that's what I'm saying. They have scammy cultures. What difference does it make if this drink was not water? They didn't have enough water for them to drink. That's why he was, just in case, brought his own damn drink. But again, the scamming Nigerians always want to try to dictate the rules, even if they cheat themselves. He stole his water, and he's mad that he brought his own drink on top of that. It's just ridiculous.
Now, I did have a grape Kool-Aid mixed up, but the gentleman said actually only like the clear water was allowed. So no flavored drinks, just clear water, which, hey, I mean, it was fine. In with a few minutes left, I started just kind of monitor the table, as I didn't really want, anybody to compare themselves to me and keep pushing to the point of reversal of fortune, I guess we'll put it that way. So I just kind of started to monitor, slow down a little bit. Although I will say the judges definitely kept encouraging those to keep going and keep eating, and yeah. This was a super cool event, though. The Nigerian community were super friendly. They're also so prideful, and it was just so great to see them celebrate their culture, their heritage, and their different food.
Again, everybody expects us to respect their culture, their pride, their traditions. But when we say, let's have our own, these same Nigerians have an issue with us saying that we're our own, because they've been feeding off of us for such a long time, coming up over us by using African American and then going back and using their Nigerian, double dipping. I just want you guys to understand that before I move on.
everything all on this day. I was honored to be there. There was lots of diverse ethnicities there, definitely other like Europeans. There was people of Asian descent. It was really cool, actually. It was super great, and I would definitely love to go back as well.
He ultimately won, though. Let me fast forward it. He won the contest despite what the Nigerian guy next to him tried to do. He still won. Again, this is in Houston, Texas, a Nigerian function. No qualms at all with them having their culture, but let us say anything about being separate. Then there's a big issue. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of it. And I'm glad, even though I don't trust the leaders of FBA and ADOS, I'm glad that the concepts are out there, because this should have been done years ago, maybe 20 years ago, if not more. Now I want to move on to this night. I don't know if she's Nigerian, another African lady who is asking the question, why are Black Americans so angry? And I guess this Black American has an answer. Let's see what he had to say.
Sent the super chats. It really means a lot to me. It helps the channel grow. And in case you want the channel to grow, yeah, the links in the bio.
Hold on, let me.
I said, gentleman Walter, just want to share this with you.
So angry, or why are Black American people so angry? So the African guy or the African man was asking him, and this is what he had to say. So yeah, guys, watch the clip, come back, and then let's talk about it.
Okay, just want to share this with you. So as I was getting my lunch, an African gentleman walked up to me, said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "No problem." He says, "I want to understand why Black Americans are so angry. Why you hate this country. This is a great country. I've been here for 6 or 7 years. You guys need to respect."
Again, we all don't hate the country. We hate the government treating us a certain way versus how they treat other people that just got here. We hate the fact that we're being bypassed. We hate the fact that we're being ignored. We hate the fact that other people that's not even us are representing us and speaking for us. We hate the fact that our so-called leaders that's supposed to be representing us have bailed out on us, have abandoned us, and moved on to immigration and other talks about Africa and Pan-Africanism. That's what we're primarily upset about. We don't hate this country. We hate how everybody around that's supposed to be for us is against us, and we understand that now.
And be proud that you're here. That's okay. All right. Now he asked it in a respectful way. I said, I'm gonna answer your question, sir, but I'm gonna answer your question, black man to black man. He says, but I'm African.
Again, we all know that all Africans never called themselves Black until recently. And the only reason why they're calling themselves now Black is because they want to usurp our identity. So now it's popular for them to call themselves Black. When before, when I was in college, never heard an African say he was Black. He always or she always said where she was from, what tribe she was from. I learned that in the 90s. Now, all of a sudden, even though this African spoke the truth, he's not Black. And I appreciate him being honest to this guy, but he has an issue with him not identifying as being Black. And he don't understand that that's the way it should have been. That's the way it has been.
That's okay. I'm still going to keep this respectful. I says, you said you've been here for 6 or 7 years. I said the reason you are able to come here and do what you're doing, live the life that you're living right now, is because of Black Americans. That's why. Because it was our great-grandfather, great-great-grandmothers who fought for the rights for you to be able to be in this country and do the things that you're doing now. I said, you walked in this restaurant, you came through the front door, you didn't have to go to the back. The fact they're even serving you is because of what Black American ancestors did. I said, you say that we seem angry and we seem upset. I said, because even though you may not intend it for your comment to be disrespectful, I said it does come across as disrespectful. I said, because other people come to this country from different places and they don't want to acknowledge that Black Americans are the ones who fought for everything that you're enjoying right now. I don't hate white people. I don't hate palm people. I don't hate anybody. It's not worth my energy or my time. But I got love for my fellow Black people. I want to see them succeed. We don't have the resources that other groups do. I say, you coming into this country as an immigrant, you get more benefits and you get more opportunities than we do. We have to work twice as hard. There's more leeway towards you than us. So for us, yes, there is a bit of frustration. Because whenever we fight for something that's based on equality, that's based on rights, even our own culture, everyone jumps in front, takes a piece of it, and leave nothing for us. So yeah, there is some frustration within the Black American community because everybody's taking from us, but nobody's acknowledging us. Nobody wants to give us just credit. I said, have you been to school here? He was like, I went to school in Africa. I said, okay, he's from Ethiopia. I said, you gotta understand something. I said, our history is not taught to us. We have to excavate our history. They can do a little digging for their history. But our history has been wiped clean. So for us,
and that's being done on purpose to try to rewire our minds into thinking that we all came from African boats. We're all slaves of old. We don't belong here in America. This is what they've been trying to do through propaganda, through social media, through Roots movies and other types of media outlets to try to confuse us about our significance here in America when we basically helped build America since the beginning. We're not immigrants here if we help build America since the beginning. And people are wanting to discredit our ancestors' efforts and say, oh, you guys were slaves, that was forced, it doesn't matter, it doesn't count. Well, why are you here off of our backs, off of our fights of civil rights? Why are you utilizing our rights to get ahead if it doesn't matter no more? They don't think about that kind of stuff, though, because it benefits them. Nonetheless, they just don't want us benefiting off of our own ancestors. Isn't that a trip, y'all?
I said, even you, the way you're talking now, you don't see us as fellow Blacks. Because you put a difference between us. That you're African, I'm Black. Cool. I said, you have to understand that that's what we face every day. That's what we deal with. You can just see when the conversation is just like, he's just not getting it. Just not getting it. But it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that it's hate. No, it's not hate. We've always just wanted to be accepted as humans, as individuals. That's it. That's it. Okay, so this person says that some Black Americans kind of disappoint me how you guys don't want to help Africa out. We can get people.
Again, everybody has expectations for us to do every goddamn thing. And it's not our problem. What happens to Africa, it's the Africans' issue. The ones who have fled, they should be feeling the pressure, not us. We have nothing to do with what Africa got going on. But he's going to act like, oh, maybe we should consider it as part of our problem. And it's not up for consideration. It's not.
So before I get into this, let me say that if you're not a Black American, or if you're not Black, do not respond to this. If you're a person of color, do not respond to this. This is simply between Africans and Black Americans. Everybody else stay out. So let me say something. Because when it comes to Black Americans, everybody benefits off of our voice. Everybody benefits off of our fight. Except who? Us. Everybody benefits off it, but us. And then when we do raise our voice, we do open up about our concerns. Black men and Black women, Black American men and women are called angry. That's how we're labeled as. We're angry. In the workplace, in the corporate world, when Black men and women speak up about something, you're just another angry Black man. You're an angry Black woman. That's how we're defined. But nobody comes to our aid. Nobody speaks up for us. Many people who come to this country surpass us. They're doing better than us. We're the ones who fought for all these other people, for all the other immigrants that are coming to this country.
And everybody's assuming that we're supposed to be everybody's go-to for helping their situations out, but leaving our asses out there to dry. Not remembering that we have a fight to protect ourselves and survive. Nobody cares about our survival. They want us to be sacrificed for other people's plight. And I'm saying, hell no. We got to stop that mentality. And Pan-Africanism is pushing that mentality onto Black Americans that we got to be self-sacrificial lambs for everybody's causes except our own. That's exactly what they have been peddling.
Getting what they want is because of Black Americans, what they have done, the fights, the things we have went through to make it so you have the rights to do what you do when you get to this country. And this is no disrespect, but I know Africans who have literally told me that they feel like Black Americans are ungrateful, or that we're weak or passive. Some don't even claim us. Not all, but some.
Don't care if they don't claim us. Yeah, I'm an American. Who cares? Again, I don't know. This kind of guy couldn't represent me because he's not manly enough. I don't care if Africans don't claim me. So what?
But nobody comes to Black Americans fight. Nobody fights for us. We fight for ourselves. And then other groups, other organizations, or the races get the rewards and benefits of it. And I'll tell you this. You know how now there's a term called the person of color, people of color? If you're, Indian or Chinese or any other race with a little bit of melanin in your skin, well, yeah, we've had a person of color. Look at this person. The term person and people of color was simply established to push Black Americans further down the pole. So that means
that's exactly what it's done. People of color has kept us stagnatedly at the bottom by claiming all these other people as the same level as us. They're surpassing us by using this people of color, the coalition of Mexican and Black. That doesn't exist. We're finally wising up and seeing it as it really is versus how they're trying to paint it. And it took a minute to get it, but now we're here and people are upset that we're finally understanding the con game.
Cry or express ourselves because we're hurting or we're feeling injustice. Now it's no longer Black Americans. They just say, oh, well, you know what? This is all people of color. So now they can hire anybody they want with a little bit of melanin in their skin and say, oh, well, we have a person of color. It was another way to push Black Americans further down. That's why I don't go with person or people of color. I get what you're saying. It would be nice if Africans and Black Americans were able to work together.
But that's not happening here in America. Nigerians and Ghanaians, they advocate for themselves in America, for their own people. They don't advocate for us to get reparations. They don't advocate for us to be treated fairly. They don't care. And because they don't advocate for us, we're not advocating for them. It's as simple as that. So I don't know what he's about to say, but he's looking like he's about to say something stupid.
If our minds were not so I'm trying to find the right word, but basically, if we had not been deceived by the media and
again, that's bullshit. Ain't nobody being deceived. We see it as it is. Africans come here for their come up. They don't come here to join and unify with any of us. They don't come here to correct anything, to make things better, to uplift us. Nothing. We're not giving them credit where credit is not due. I'm so sick and tired of people trying to hand out credit to people that don't deserve no credit. So what is he talking about?
Things that the YT people have put out about Africa to Black Americans and about Black Americans to Africans. Like, if we have not seen those false narratives about each other and we were able to work together, we'd all be much stronger. Very much stronger.
The problem is you can't trust them, though, because they have a scamming culture. That's the truth. We see it all over the place. And so, again, his hopefulness and his absent-mindedness as far as what is really going on the ground for real, and him just trying to, like, walk the tight line to be appeasing to the people that's listening. I don't think that you should be caring. I don't care if people don't like me. I don't care what people think. I care about how I think about myself, and I care about what is happening to us. Let me see what you guys are saying. Thank you all for listening. If you have not yet, please like the video. I don't know why I have so many licky-loos that are hateful, because y'all refuse to hit the like button, but you're here. You're here. So you might as well hit the like button. You said we have to be unapologetic, 10 toes down in identifying ourselves. Say it with our chest and be proud. Exactly. There's going to come a time, Easy X, and I swear to you, this is what I feel by discernment, that they're going to try to reclassify us or rename us against our will. And this go around, when they try to do that, we're going to loke the fuck up. We're not going to allow nobody to name us African. We're not going to allow nobody to name us anything other than what we proclaim ourselves to be. And I'm trying to get that awareness out there, that that's the mentality you need to have, because people think that we're supposed to be everybody's bitches out here, and we're not having it no more. Easy X says, when Mexicans or Latinos or Hispanics come with the N-word, I have some very colorful words for them in their language that I reply. We all should learn that. Yeah, I think there's one called puto, something like that. Jackie says, making money off our blood. That's exactly what they're doing. And they don't want to change that reality. So with us delineating, they're very scared that they won't have access to be able to use us and spit us out. And that's what that's all about. They don't respect us. They don't want us to have pride within ourselves. They're very selfish. And this is why, you know, you cannot work with people like that, because they have ulterior motives that is a detriment to us as Black Americans. And that's the truth. But when you point that out, people get, you know, their panties in a bunch. They want to say, oh, you're a self-hater, all these things. No, I'm just pointing things out as they are, and you don't like that. You think we're supposed to play dumb to make other people happy and not myself happy? Fuck out of here. Nathan says, I've always found it weird that Black Americans refer to themselves as African Americans. You don't hear of African English or African Italian. And exactly. That term came from Jesse Jackson. Like Jackie says, it was pushed onto us. I never, ever called myself an African American. I've only called myself Black American. And now I'm calling myself Indigenous Black American to set myself apart from being misunderstood who I am. I'm not an immigrant. I'm not from any other place but America. And we do need to delineate. And that's just something that Africans and other global so-called Black people are going to have to get in their mind, that you don't have a right to keep us held down, imprisoned for your benefit. Get over yourself. You said, bro, you're white now? No, I don't think I'm white, Mike, if that's what you're referring to me. I am an Indigenous Black American, though I am American. This is all I ever know. This is all I will ever know. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm somewhere else that I'm not. Jackie says, as well, they were whited out too with the graping. Tyler, what's up? How you doing, Charlie Shaw? That's not our job to help Africa. Africa has failed to pick themselves up by the bootstraps. Exactly, Tyron. They're trying to place all the responsibility on people that don't have nothing to do with Africa because they don't want the responsibility. And I'm saying we're not going to be the blame for what Africa is going through. It's not our problem. And Charlie says, 4 Black Adrian people at the border will be saying they came over here with nothing and didn't receive any handouts in 2 to 3 years. Yeah, they're gonna ignore all the money that they pillaged from the government. DJ T, how you doing, says, doesn't Africa have over 1 billion people? So we 45 million Blacks are supposed to do exactly what for the continent? They want to bankrupt us is what they want. They want us to be debt slaves is what they desire. They want us to help them with all their debts that they got from China, from the IMF, from the World Bank, from all these different loans that they got. Unfortunately, the corrupt leaders took all that money and ran to the hills with it. We don't have nothing to do with what the corrupt leaders did, and we don't want to be bound to the debt of what Africans have decided to do against their own people. What's that got to do with Black Americans? Absolutely nothing. And that's what this so-called we all brothers and sisters, we should unify and pull our money together because they want us to help pay back their debt. They're looking for debt slaves. Can you imagine? Tyron says, you remember the story about the little red hen and the little red hen, and the moral of the story is help and put in the work. If you don't earn your keep, you don't eat. Yep. Damien says, who are you doing this for? I'm doing this for Black Americans. This is a Black American channel, but anyone is welcome to understand what our positions are. We are trying to get and establish our own pride, our own sense of identity that is now being challenged by the globalists, Pan-Africans, who think that we should be remixed over for Pan-Africanism. And they don't want us to have any declaration of identity that we claim ourselves because they think that we're slaves still. And that's what this channel is about, exposing what the propaganda of that is about and trying to encourage us to speak out against what they're trying to do. That's what this is about, Damien. How you doing, the great Negro, Angelo? Damien says, we aren't going to be the blame. Who was blaming you? It's not like you're a powerful person. You're just a conspiracy theorist on YouTube ranting facelessly. Anyways, you're here though, aren't you? Apparently you like something. You can't get enough. You're here. You can go somewhere else if you desire. Take your ass on. What's up, Tyron? Going through. Okay. Let's get back to this. So, that's let me go back to what he was talking on first. If you don't like what's being said, Damien, you can go elsewhere. Like I said, it's a free will channel. No one's forcing you to be here. If you want to hear somebody that speaks like birds and sheeple, those channels are out there. You can find them. That chorus bullshit that's trained like little poodles. This channel is not about being a poodle. It's about being a woman standing up for what's right.
But the fact is, because those false narratives are still being played, and some people have not jumped out of that fantasy world of deception and into the real world of reality. And because we're so far apart in different lands, it's very difficult.
We're so far apart because we're different people. We're so far apart because we share different cultures. We're so far apart because we don't serve the same damn God. We're so far apart because we don't even share the same damn history. But again, he is trying to be an appeaser. He's the type of guy that is a flip-flopper type. I would not feel confidence in him speaking up for someone like me. But at least you know these type of guys exist.
For us to support each other. I mean, I hear the thing about, Black Americans should move to Africa. And I'm sure Black Americans would do that, but...
No, we would not. This is what I'm talking about. What are you talking about? I'm sure they would. You don't know millions of us would do anything. He should say maybe some may want to go, but there are plenty that would not. But again, he's an appeaser. He wants to sniff the balls of Africans. He wants to be accepted and get a pat on the back. I don't like guys like this.
It's not that easy. Because many Black Americans can't afford to pick up.
Zillow helped me land this Airbnb listing. Yes, Zillow. Now here's the craziest part.
Black Americans can't afford.
Many Black Americans don't even care to visit Africa. So what the fuck is he talking about? We don't care to visit. We don't care to go. It's not an option. We're not immigrants. We're not from Africa. We don't have grandmas over there, aunties, cousins, sisters, nothing over there. The ones that want to take the kit and use that as a reference to them being from them, they're fools. They're goofy. You're going to learn the hard way that you don't belong in Africa soon enough. Over time, you will see. Let's go.
To pick up their whole house, furniture, kids, and everything, and move to Africa. Is Africa prepared to receive? Let's say if every Black American decided he was going back to Africa, can Africa actually accommodate all of the Black Americans?
Again, that's never going to be happening. Nobody is going to be universally wanting to do one thing, the same thing. We're not a monolith. And I hate when men or people in general like put us all in one category, like we all think the same. I never want to go to Africa. I don't want nothing to do with their culture. I don't like the way they treat their women, their little girls. I'm not chancing my life over there. And I have a right to say what I said, just like anyone else has a right to choose what they want in their life.
Moving back there. Can they accommodate it? Do they have the housing? Do they have the medical facilities? Like, do they have the landscape?
No, and no. Again, he's a dumb bird. I'm tired of even hearing of him. But I just wanted to show you, we do have an issue with people feeling like we don't have a right to speak. Just like this Damien idiot in the chat room thinks that we have to speak a certain way. I don't know what your nationality is, Damien. I'm curious. What are you? Since you're so vocal in my chat room, what the fuck are you? And why are you so concerned about what I'm talking on? If you don't like the conversation, beat it. Okay? Let me see. I was at a powwow, aka family reunion, Orange, Virginia, 1968. And somebody started playing Say It Loud, First Scratch. I ever heard ancestors said no. I don't understand what you mean by that. Can you say more about what you mean about that? Say it loud. First scratch I ever heard. 68. Please tell me more what you mean about that, especially Navarre's. The Great Negro. Angelo says Webster Dictionary 1828, American, adjective pertaining to America, American noun, a native of America, originally applied to the aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, which was us. And we all are understanding that fact that they were already Black Indians here on this soil. Not as many Africans were brought here over from Africa as they would like us to believe. They enslaved the natives, reclassified them, made them over into Negro, mulatto, colored, freedmen, all these other names. That's what we're discovering and understanding happened here in America. Most of the Africans went to the Caribbeans and went to Brazil and all those types of places. They didn't all come to America. It's like only 4 to 6% Africans made it to America. We're understanding that. We're of American heritage here. Tyron says, you can take your ass over there to Bucci Bear, Pan-African Strikes Back, or Dinah's Search for Uru, Bumani, Caligenesis, Kanzarian Empire. Exactly. There's platforms that kisses Africans' asses if that's what you need to go do. Okay? But it's not, I don't worship Africa. I don't worship Africans. I am trying to better my people and understanding that we have a right to feel prideful in our own skin as our own self, and we should not be shamed to speak up about what we're seeing happening against us, politically, propaganda-wise, and otherwise. You said he's a Pan-African defender, Tyron says. He don't like to hear these truths that this Black power back to Africa shit don't work. Exactly. Well, you complain about that guy race baiting, but I'm not race baiting anyone. I'm speaking up for my people. You didn't answer my question. What are you? Are you white? Are you Latino? What are you? We are BA1 over here. We owe Africans nothing. Exactly. We owe ourselves everything. We don't owe anybody else, just like they're not doing anything for us. We don't need to be running around acting like slaves for other people. Tyron says, what Jeffrey masturbating on camera? Tubing race baiting? Dude, Africa ain't saving the Black American from systematic racism, white supremacy. Nobody is coming over here to do anything for us. That's why it's not our business to care about what happens to other people. That's their problem. We have our own. We can't juggle their problem and our problem. What do we look like? Are we superheroes suddenly? Am I Wonder Woman suddenly? Superman? I could just run around the globe and correct all woes of the world pertaining to everybody in the globe because I got powers. We don't have powers. We're here to try to live our lives and survive just like everybody else. And we're not here to do everybody else's duty. It's their own duty to do. You said, I don't eat what Africans eat. I can't go. I know that I haven't tried African food. I do want to try some African food. If ever I run across African food, I am curious about it. But I don't think I can eat a lot of it because I think it's probably too spicy for my stomach. Knowing the way that it's described by other people, I probably can't eat it. Yeah, and Frederick Douglass definitely debunks Damian Nichols. That's for sure. That person was referring to Say It Loud from Black. I'm Black, rather, and I'm Proud by James Brown. Apache itself was given to us to silence the Negro Indian uprising during the Holy Week riots by President Lyndon Johnson. Is that right? James Brown said it loud, I'm black and I'm proud, was the kickoff for using black and retiring the term Negro from birth certificates. I mean, yeah, like I said, it should never have changed from Negro. We should have stayed American Negro or American Indian. It should never have changed to black, but once they changed it to black, it became our ethnicity for hundreds of years. We were the ethnicity of black. You said, for only everyone lived in a small town where colors don't matter. We are all family and help each other. Well, you're in another world because I don't see people helping each other out. I see people helping themselves out. I don't see people helping each other out like that. Maybe individuals here and there, but collectively, no. The Civil Rights Act of 1968 was the American Indian Bill of Rights. Blacks were advocating for in April. The American Indian Movement by Mongoloids came out with their organization in July that year. Is that right? See, that's why you should go live, Tyron, and do these stories that you have, because I don't know about that, but it sounds interesting. You said, I've tried African food. West African food is disgusting. East African, Ethiopian food is better than West African food. Oh, is that right? Tyron says. Charlie says they sold their people, then realized that the same ones you sold, you have to come to our homeland to get out to poverty and debt. Isn't that ironic? Tyron says Jesse Jackson knew better because he's Cherokee, whatever that word is, and he went to A&T with my granddaddy and grandma back in the 60s. Did he? That would lead me to believe you are not in a small town, unfortunately. No, we're not in a small town. I'm not in a small town. And I have helped out homeless people before. I've helped cook for them and support them the best way I could, hand out clothing when I could. You know, I like to see who I can help out because I don't trust handing out money to people because that's how you get set up and scammed. And there's a lot of people asking for us to give money, but we're enriching these people that are lying about helping other people because you don't see them using that money towards what they claim. And so therefore, we're wide open to be hustled. And that's what people expect us to blindly continue to be hustled. And I'm saying, if you don't see the need in front of your face, then I would not endorse or support just handing out money to people that are giving you sad stories. We all have sad stories globally. I'd rather walk past somebody knowing that they're homeless and hand them the $10 or $20 or a plate of food because I see in front of my face they have a need. I can't be tricked when you see it in front of your face. You can be tricked otherwise. That's why people are assuming that we're supposed to be trained to just accept whatever. Now, do you guys remember Mr.T? I remember Mr.T. Let me remind y'all who Mr.T is. He was around in the 80s. He was a very vocal man, a Black American man that spoke up against different things. Let me see, where is that at? Mr.T. You gotta be kidding me. My phone is be doing some tripped out stuff though. Stuff that I saw on my phone are surprisingly missing. What the hell? Okay, let me just go back. Mr. T today. Mr. T today. Okay, I found it again. I don't understand how that happens though. That is really, really weird. Mr. T. He's the one that used to say, I pity the fool. I pity the fool. Y'all remember that? Let me see if I can find that first. I don't know why my phone deletes stuff like it does. Okay, the truth about what happened. I pity the fool. Hold on. He was famous for I pity the fool. Maybe you guys remember this. Hold on. Let me. Okay, let me. I want to get one that's not going to be copywritten, though. Okay, here we go. We'll play this. Hopefully this won't be a problem. Oh, no, that's going to be copywritten. No, I can't play that. But this is the type of stuff that he, and the thing I liked about Mr. T is he was an alpha male. He carried himself like a real man. I don't think he's ever worn a dress. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he ever did.
The name is Mr. T. First name is Mr. Middle name is that period. Last name is T. Listen and listen good. I'm talking to you. When a new kid moves in on your block, what's your attitude? Do you figure, what do we need them for? Well, I pity the fool that makes that mistake. The friends you already got might not be all the friends you ever need. And when you keep new people out, just because they're new to you, you're only cheating yourself. So don't you ever write nobody off just because he's a new kid on the block. You never know what you might be missing until you get to know them. Take it from me, Mr. T. But listen up now. This is serious. When you're tempted to do something wrong, even if the reasons are good, think twice, because you never know how things will turn out. You might be getting yourself and everybody else into a whole lot of trouble. Do what's right, and you can't go wrong. Take it from me, Mr. T. Hey, this is Mr. T talking. It's capital T that rhymes with me. You know, sometimes we get so wrapped up in how a problem bothers us, we don't see what the problem really is. So when you get your feelings hurt by somebody you love, think a minute before you cry and moan about your own feelings. Because the person you love might be the one who's really hurt. Take it from me, Mr. T. Listen up, people. This is Mr.
Again, he had a lot of influence back in the 80s. It sounds corny now, but he did some things as far as handing out shoes to people. Here is when he did a giveaway for shoes. He's a lot older now. He's got to be about 60 something, if not 70. But he was a legend back in the 80s, and he represented manhood, in my opinion, a lot better than what it looks like today. That's for damn sure.
You know, you gotta pity the fool that doesn't have proper footwear. Take a look. That is Mr. T. Chicago area legend Mr. T did not say that. We should be very forthright about that. But that was the general sentiment of a shoe giveaway attended by the iconic actor at the Cosmopolitan Community Church on the city's south side today.
We want to inspire the kids to get them back to school. You know, let them know school is fun. Learning is fun. You know, learning is special. You know, so that's what we're about, to inspire them, motivate them, let them know that this community, we care about them. You know, and the kid learn better when he have some new stuff.
Amen to that, T. Skechers, Design Shoe Warehouse, and the local nonprofit, The Support Group, all teamed up to supply those shoes for students of the Beasley Academic Center. Great kicks to kick off the school year. Always great to see Mr. T.
Okay. He was always accepted for some reason by white society. They liked the way that he was giving out good messaging against drugs and go to school and all these different things that we need to hear today. And, you know, we don't have that in the community no more. There are not no alpha men running around saying anything for the most part to any kids or anything about nothing. It's really bizarre. But I just wanted to reminisce or remember Mr. T. Let me find here and let me see if I can find a recent video of him. What happened to Mr. T? Okay, here's the update. Oh, hold on. This is
into their characters for the rest of their life.
Oh,
However, Mr. T was one such people. Maybe not the biggest.
Hold on, this phone is a trip. The hell? Let me play this one.
Although it once seemed as if the...
Hold on.
Imagine living a life filled with wealth, fame, and success. Now picture giving it all up in the name of faith while simultaneously dealing with a crippling and potentially life-ending illness. This is the inspiring true story of one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces, Mr. T. From the projects to Hollywood. Born Lawrence Turode on May 21st, 1952 in Chicago, Mr. T's childhood was marked by poverty, a speech impediment, and bullying. In his 1984 autobiography, The Man with the Gold, Mr. T revealed that he grew up in a dangerous environment where he witnessed heinous crimes like murder and sexual assault on a daily basis. Although it once seemed as if the odds were stacked against him, he credits his survival and success to his mother, who raised him and his 11 siblings single-handedly after his father abandoned the family when he was only 5. Mr. T's fierce devotion to his mother was evident when he defended her from 2 criminals who robbed her. In fact, he once proudly declared, "I am at peace once again because I did what needed to be done, and I pity the fool who doesn't protect his mother." As the youngest of 12, Mr. T grew up in the projects and had to fight for everything he had. He was a fierce competitor and reportedly once even accidentally beat up a police officer during his youth. Despite his rough upbringing, he was determined to succeed and soon began weightlifting, ultimately becoming a bodyguard for celebrities like Muhammad Ali and Michael Jackson. It's been reported that for his protection, Mr. T's clients would pay him upwards of $10,000 a day. While Mr. T was working in security, he caught the attention of NBC, who asked him to participate in a TV show called America's Toughest Bouncer. His hard work and dedication, not to mention his machismo, paid off as he went on to win the title of America's Toughest Bouncer twice, catching the eye of none other than Sylvester Stallone, who offered him the role of Clubber Lang in the 1982 hit movie Rocky III. With his intimidating presence and iconic catchphrase, "I pity the fool," Mr. T quickly became a household name and the ultimate tough guy. From there, Mr. T's career soared. He landed his most famous role as B.A. Baracus in the cult TV series The A-Team in 1983. He also appeared in sitcoms like Different Strokes and films like DC Cab. He even inspired his own cartoon, fittingly titled Mr. T, which premiered on NBC in 1983. Mr. T's popularity led him to create a motivational video called Be Somebody or Be Somebody's Fool, aimed at children growing up in tough environments like the one he had. He also released an album called Mr. T's Commandments, featuring his unique brand of motivational rap. In 1985, Mr. T entered the world of professional wrestling, becoming Hulk Hogan's tag team partner at WrestleMania, which they won. Mr. T's cancer battle and unwavering faith. With his imposing appearance, Mr. T has played the tough guy in nearly all his roles. But at home, he's a devoted father and a deeply religious man. He has a profound Christian faith that runs deep in his family history. He was first introduced...
And you could see him wearing the American flag on his head. So he was not shameful with declaring and claiming America. And this is what I really appreciated about Mr. T. I have not heard about him for many, many years, and I just happened to catch one of his videos, and I was like, oh, let me do a update on him.
To the religion at an early age, having been baptized when he was just 4. From childhood, he was keen on following in his father's footsteps and had aspirations of becoming a preacher himself, often carrying his father's Bible and placing it on the pulpit so he could give his own sermons. In adulthood, his devotion to his faith went beyond preaching, as he also contributed to his church's charitable causes and supported the less fortunate members of his community. Even after acquiring a great deal of wealth and prestige, Mr. T has refused to prioritize those things over his faith. In fact, even in the face of great adversity, he's continued to put God first in his life no matter what. Recently, the 70-year-old actor took to Instagram to share a photo of himself donning the American flag as a bandana to cover his bald head, expressing excitement for the upcoming Olympics and the chance to watch the curling team defend their title. However, Mr. T has not always been strong. In 1995, when he was 43, he was diagnosed with cancer, and it wasn't until he was 49 that he went into remission. Throughout the struggle with cancer and raising his 3 children, Lisa, Erica, and Lawrence, he remained fervently devoted to his faith. He once shared he only answers to God, stating that no matter how much wealth he's accumulated, he's never forgotten nor forsaken his faith. Erica Clark, his daughter, once said she always thought it was funny that her dad had on gold chains while everyone else's dad had on a suit. Mr. T's children faced many other unusual situations as they grew up, including witnessing Hulk Hogan crash through their dining room table on Thanksgiving. Despite his position in Hollywood, Mr. T hoped his children would not enter the entertainment industry. But Clark couldn't resist the call of the stage and is now a comedian. Admitting her father's name has opened many doors, but recognizing she must be funny, even if people book her just to see what she'll discuss on stage. After appearing on Dancing with the Stars during season 24, Mr. T donated all the money he made from the show to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital and Shriners Hospital for Children. Since then, Mr. T has encouraged his fans to donate what they can to those in need, feed those who can't provide for themselves, as he continues to take food down to the homeless. As his mother once told him, "Son, if no one else knows, God knows. I do it for his glory." He's put down the gold chains. Mr. T's faith was put to the ultimate test with his cancer diagnosis in 1995, but he remained steadfast in his devotion to God and likened his experience to that of Job. Mr. T prayed every day and entrusted himself to God's will. The experience of battling cancer had a profound impact on his outlook on life. It made him more humble and grateful for each day he was given. In a beautiful display of empathy, he stopped wearing his signature gold chains and most of his other gold jewelry after Hurricane Katrina hit in 2005. Seeing the devastation and loss that so many people had suffered, he felt it would be insensitive and disrespectful to continue wearing his flashy accessories. As a Christian, he believed it was his duty to show compassion and solidarity with those suffering, and he did so in the most meaningful way he could. His legacy speaks for itself. Mr. T's legacy is a multifaceted one that spans across various fields and industries. He'll be remembered as a wrestler, an actor, and an iconic figure of pop culture. His tough guy persona and signature gold chains have become a cultural phenomenon, earning him a place in the hearts and minds of millions of fans around the world. But perhaps his most significant legacy will be his unwavering faith and commitment to using his platform for the greater good. From his charitable work to his motivational speeches and public appearances, he's inspired countless people to overcome adversity, stay true to themselves, and never give up. In short, his legacy is one of strength, compassion, and faith. Now it's time to hear from
I'm so glad that one black man doesn't have a scandal. My God, thank you. Oh, wow. So he was a Christian. He helped out the homeless. He helped out kids. That's the kind of message that we need to understand, that it is possible to still maintain an alpha persona, be God-fearing, also be an American, to teach and showcase to us that it's okay to claim your American identity, because there's so many people out here that's trying to tell us that we are not American now. And that's why I want to showcase him. Let me see what you guys are saying. He's 71, Tyron says. Yep. Let me go back up. Okay. What is this? How you doing, Four Rivers? GD, thank you for coming through. It's a small world because we could be close relatives and everybody knew who each other was back then, Tyron says. The KX450, I feel the same way, trying to help anyone in need. As someone from the outside of these types of situations you're speaking on kills me. What? Let me see, where was I? I just lost it. My phone just went up for some reason. Kills me. People act like this and treat people by the way they appear. I don't know what you mean by that, because I don't treat anybody bad by how they appear. Like I said, I help out homeless people. I did. I took some time off, though, once they started disrespecting my help and taking it for granted, because I'm not going to have nobody abuse me and have me running around cooking and carrying on, and then they don't even show up to get the food or things of that nature. They were being dismissive about my efforts. So in my mind, they didn't really need help. So I stopped helping. But when I do run across somebody that really looks bad, especially in America, in my neighborhood, I will attempt, if I have money or I have extra food, to assist where it's needed, because I would hope the same thing would happen if I was in the same predicament. And that's how I look at it. You said Africans and Caribbeans have ran to every stronghold we have, but then claim they stay away from us. Charlie Shaw says they use us to support their own agenda, businesses, people interests. Many of them do. Not all, but as you know, many have benefited off of us, and they don't want to even acknowledge the fact that they benefited off of us. They want to play dumb. You said the Pan-Africans with their, why is my phone doing this? Oh, Lord, Eurocentric handlers love revising, the Afro-American word to meaning African-American on the etymology website and calling yourself hyphens delegitimize your heritage. Yeah, that's exactly what it does. Mr. T was also claiming some fake Mandinka shit back in the day. Did he? While wearing American Indian regalia, the feather, and rocking the Indian mohawk. Oh, I didn't catch that part. And yes, Jesse Jackson knew he and other so-called Black Americans were American Indians, but he pushed, he had an agenda. He pushed that agenda nonetheless, of being African American. My phone keeps on moving back up for some reason. Shaking my head, yeah. Yes, we remember Mr. T. Tyron says Jesse Jackson. Why? I don't get my other phone. This phone is tripping. It's like the devil comes and tries to possess my phone. What the hell? By the way, can y'all please like the video? I don't know what it is. The last video I did almost got 5,000 and I didn't get no likes hardly. So a lot of people are watching, but they are hating on me. And I don't know why y'all hating on someone being truthful. Don't you want people speaking factually on how they feel and what they see? Don't you want that to be out here instead of people lying and performing and pretending? Because that's a lot of that's going on YouTube. A lot of pretenders are on YouTube and they don't stand for anything. And I'm trying to stand for something. Yeah, he pushed the African American agenda. He is a sellout. Jesse Jackson is. If anything ever happens to him, I won't give a damn. I'm not gonna cry or care because he fucked up our name. Hey, what's up, Leonard? How you doing? Thank you for coming through. Jesse Jackson ain't his real name. He's a Robinson, and he was a football and baseball player in his high school and college years. Jackson is his stepfather's surname. Oh, wow. Lots of African men wear dresses, but I guess it's culture. Whatever that attire that they wear, I don't know what it's called, but I know what you mean. Yes, I remember Mr. T. He was Hollywood's confirmation of who the American Indian is. Facts. He got Indian regalia on. You see the feathers, the Aztec jewelry, and the mohawk. He's 71. Yes, I don't doubt that Jesse Jackson has a different name. Four Rivers says he's one of the only old Black media who doesn't have an asterisk next to his legacy in Hollywood. or doing gay shit or caught up in sexual allegation. That's what I'm saying. It's amazing that he steered clear of all that. No drugs, no extra kids here and there, and no scandals, no nothing. I'm so happy to hear that there is one person we can say didn't have to go through all that. Tyron says, Jesse, the same age as my grandpa, Ricky, Richard, Carl Westmoreland. My gramps played pro NFL for Dolphins and Chargers. Is that right? Okay. Was he any good? Foreigners benefit from the resources designated for Black Americans, and that's why they want to keep us a flat black, a block of black, so that other foreign blacks can come here and assign themselves our name and get what we're supposed to get. And they're trying to do away with us even having an ethnicity. And that's why we're trying to speak up now about the importance of us self-declaring our identity so that we're not erased. The great Negro, Angelo says, James Brown, Christian Keys, Jimi Hendrix, Salon, and Beyonce. Are you naming off other Americans, I guess? Thanks, you said, so all of us are lying about our heritage. Let them tell it. We're all lying. We're all in denial. We're all haters. We all are reneging on our true identity. Again, nobody else is getting that rhetoric but Black Americans in America. That's why you know it's a propaganda against us. Mr. T reneged on his Medinka claim, I guess, being a born-again American, kind of like Morgan Freeman after Skip Gates' DNA garbage. Yes, many movies used to show the Black American actors in their American Indian regalia with feathers, earrings, gold chains, even the head scarf. Banana is indigenous American. Yep. What is this stream? You have to rewind it if you caught it late. Sorry about that. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry. Charity was the practice of the Black American Indians. That's why foreigners wanted to come here. Easy Access, I'm confused. His father abandoned the family, but he still wanted to follow his father's footsteps. Yeah, that is confusing. 12 kids. Can you imagine back when they used to have 10 kids or more back in the day? Now, I guess the numbers have dropped significantly to like 3 to 5. Unfortunately, a lot of those women are single. And that's why I say that movement, that 4G movement might help a lot of women to reset what is going wrong in our community by forcing men to treat them better, by having them not have access to them like they have. That's just a suggestion. Sorry about that. My phone is bugging out. Oh, I can't stand this phone. Oh, Lord. Where was I? Adrian, you could be timed out for good. In fact, let me help you out. Bye. Adios. Adios. Okay, his daughter's fine, Tyron says. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why he followed his father's footsteps. His father didn't sound like a good guy. Abandoning 12 kids, that's ridiculous. This is dangerous because if we claim our native heritage, everyone have to get off our land. If we kick them off this land, they live the way that they will live before they got here. I think it's impossible for us to think that we can kick anyone off, but I think that there's power in just claiming all of you, all your heritages, and especially the American identity, because people are trying to force us to not claim that and, making it to where we're not of this soil and we don't have no rights or claims here. That's what they want us to do. You said, I think many Black Americans suffer the fate of being abandoned by fathers. Not all, but some Black fathers became mentally ill, drug abuse, etc., due to economic attacks on them. Yes, indeed, in the 80s, we've seen that happen galore. In fact, my father was affected by the crack epidemic in the 80s, which affected my life, caused me to be in a children's home and foster homes and all that. So there are a whole lot of sad stories that I know of personally. I have witnessed other people go through, and the epidemic of crack and drugs in our community on purpose by the government most definitely had ill effects to the Black family and the father. It provided escapism for them to not participate in their own family. And it ruined a lot of families and a lot of kids. And it's unfortunate that that is the stain that we have on our culture provided by the government. And that's why I say we don't hate America. We hate what the government has done purposely against Black Americans. And people don't see it that come here late. They don't understand the history of what the government intentionally did to us throughout the years. They just come over here and figure we shouldn't complain about nothing because where they left was so terrible. But why would you compare us to you? We're not from your landmass. We're not from that landmass. So why are you comparing us? But that's what they do. Jesse Jackson is a descendant of the Cherokee Nation. I believe so. Edek, thank you for coming through. Jesse Jackson did a lot more to us than the name change. Many questions remain about his behavior during MLK's death. Yeah, I remember that. In this Rainbow Coalition, don't he get monies and stuff for that? He has never blessed our community with anything. I don't like Jesse Jackson at all. Yeah, they had those large families with children for farming purposes. Tyron says, or you had some cheating creeping back then. A lot of cheating went on back then. Yes, Jesse probably knows he's not African, but he wants others to claim that identity. It's an agenda. He got paid for that, I bet you. And you said, why do people come over here to the chat and act foolish? 4Black is the coolest host on YouTube, but she will give you smoke if you ask for it. Yeah, I'm not going to have you disrespect me while I'm going live. I don't mind people speaking their mind, but don't come in here trolling or come in here calling me a clown or saying I'm lazy and all. There's a lot of other platforms you can go to where you can get away with that. If you talk sensible in this chat room, then you can say what you want. But if you want to be reckless and talk out the side of your ass, you got to go. You said Dickie, Richard, Carl, so many kids out of wedlock, and my grandma had grandpa has a bunch of kids who are self or half siblings. Okay. Louis Farrakhan, are you related to Louis Farrakhan or Eugene Walcott? Or is that what you mean? I pity the fool that thought he wasn't going to get blocked. Yeah, he thought that. Okay. Sorry that your family suffered like that. Those experiences are also what separates indigenous Black Americans from immigrants. Oh, yeah. I was awarded a court. So there is no way that they could ever say that I'm an immigrant when I was awarded a court in the 80s. So there's no way that they can separate me from this country. An agent. Oh, yeah, we have all kinds of agents in our community, unfortunately. And it wasn't fun. Trust me. That's why when I hear Africans say that we don't have it as bad as them, they don't know what we've been through. They don't know at the age of 6 or 7, I was in a children's home with all kinds of other kids and all kinds of other adults that I don't even know telling me what to do. A lot of that stuff, I don't remember what even happened to me. It was so traumatic. But they assume because we're not like poverty stricken like they are, that we ain't been through nothing. Try not having a mother and father almost your whole entire life, not knowing your cousins and your aunts and your cousins and whatever. Try not having family for decades. Think about that pain. Not being able to celebrate holidays, reunions. Think about that pain. But they don't try to relate to us because they don't care to. And that's why I give them the same energy they give me. But I'm going to stay true to my identity, irregardless of what I've been through. Because ultimately, again, we are Americans. But I hope that you guys would check out what Black Alpha Network had to say, because he said an awful lot. You said Africans don't even know about the transatlantic slave trade other than what they learned from Eurocentric media or Eurocentric education systems. Any movement that is not or has not helped our people to progress at this stage is suspect to me. Exactly. And you said Farrakhan claims he's Caribbean. Many of the celebrities like him claim to be an immigrant, but want to lead American Indians. Yeah, everybody wants to be in control of what we do, how we move, what we say, how we identify. And that is why this platform is here. That's why I did this platform, because I started seeing things happening that did not make sense. And I'm just saying that we got to be bold and speak up for ourselves, because people assume that we are to be everybody's bitches and hoes, that we're supposed to be used and abused and be happy about it. We say no more. That shit ends now. You said all Africans know is civil wars with rival tribes, third world poverty, some of their kingdom's history. Not much about Africans' contribution to world history. Yep. So in conclusion, y'all, Mr. T is a very good example of what it is to still be a part of Hollywood and still maintain his integrity, maintain his religion or spirituality, maintain his image as a man, an alpha man. He did not flip-flop like that. He was not tripped up into that. I'm gonna see if I can find him in African apparel. Mr. T. Let me see if it shows up as an African. Let me see. Let me see if he talked about that. Maybe he went through that phase. I don't know. But he demanded to be, where is gold? Mr. T. I don't see him so far in anything that has to do with African apparel. But I believe you, Tyrone. I think that was you that said that. But it's refreshing to know that there are men out there. Oops.
Because I wouldn't hang out with them, because I wouldn't steal a car with them. And where them guys said, nah, they either dead or in jail, or they on the corner asking me for $5. The same guys used to call me a sissy. So don't worry about it. They're going to talk about you, you know. They just jealous. So you work hard, train hard, prepare yourself, get your proper sleep, do the right thing. Some guys call me a sissy because I wouldn't hang out with them, because I wouldn't steal a car with them. And when them guys said, nah, they either dead or in jail, or they on the corner asking me for $5. The same guys used to call me a sissy.
Again, he was positive. He was positive. He had his integrity intact. And he's 71 years old. He's going to be a legend without a scandal. I knock on wood that it's not going to end up being a scandal. So far, so good. But I wish other men that led that same life or leads that same lifestyle would make their way to YouTube and let their presence be seen and heard, because we're really hurting in that aspect of men representing as alpha men, real men, that is not ashamed of being alpha man like Mr. T. So I thought I would bring that up as a remembrance to what it used to be like You said what? When was Black Alpha Network show? It was last night. It was yesterday. He talked about throwing away the tethers. Let me see. I'll play a little clip before I go. I was going to play some music, but I'll play a little snippet of what he said because I thought it was a fire show. I think he did a really good job on this show, and I'm happy that he has so much passion and conviction about our identity. Because like I said, there's so many more that have tapped out and bent over and let anyone have their way about our identity. And it's refreshing to see a man speak up boldly. Because like I said, I think that men's voices resonate better than a woman's voice. But when you don't have men speaking about anything, then you leave, the door open for women to have to speak. And it's not our fault.
Lies to your family. When we start talking about the FBA family tree, then it's we. When you start moving outside of the FBA family tree, ain't no more we no more. No. It turned into them and things. And I'm very, very, very proud saying them and they. Them over there are not FBA, and they better keep their asses over there. You can't come over here into the House of Foundational Black Americans. That's the difference. All these mixing terms and blended up terms, well, who does what, where, go, why? No. That's never served us as a community, fam. We've been on the same game, on the same page at the same time. We understand what it is. And that's the first thing they try to do to us. They want to mix us in with everybody so they can dilute what we got going, and then it can get confusing. Notice, when all these other groups get all these different tangibles and benefits that they do get, okay, because like we said, it's in their package deal to come to America and to get things from us. When all of these groups get that from the dominant society, we ain't ever mixed in. How come we ain't never mixed in with the tangibles that these politicians hand out to everybody but us? We never mixed in with that. We're delineated. We're separated. Matter of fact, we can't even get to a point where we say we're doing it. We've done it. All right? It's clear to say now delineation is a wrap. It's over with. We have delineated to the point where we are over here and they are over there. We are not Haitians. We are not Jamaicans. We are not Africans. We're not people of colors, minorities, blacks and browns. We are certified foundational Black Americans. That is it, bottom line, and that is a non-negotiable. And once you tell people like that, and you draw that damn line in the sand, everything else is good. Everything's good. Y'all know they've been running around here trying to do the OMB and what we gonna call y'all. Man, I don't give a damn what they call, because we gonna call ourselves exactly who we've always been.
And that is the thing y'all have to remember. OMB are trying to rename us again. We got to have our chest out and name ourselves and refuse any name change. Any name change. We should lose our mind about it. We should demand our own right to self-declare our own identity, because we never, ever have. And people are assuming that we're going to stay enslaved to whatever name they give us. This go around is not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty.
I notice, fam, they'll get into this whole game of what we going to call y'all and who are y'all, what we going to say this week. But guess what? That has never meant anything. The only thing that matters is foundational Black Americans and what we call ourselves. OMB is supposed to be some type of organization or governmental, I don't know what it stands for. Maybe somebody else knows, but it's supposedly we're asking to be delineated, and they're trying to play dumb like they can't do it. Other so-called leaders like the Black Caucus, the NAACP, and others are saying they can't separate us from other groups of foreign Blacks because it's too hard to manage, because they want to keep us at the bottom and they don't want us to have our own ethnicity. So I don't know what it stands for, OMB though, but that's what Yvette Carnell talked about on her video, and I showcased her video. But let's listen a little bit more. Because if you look, y'all, when it comes to this name call game and what we gonna call Black folks, family, we've never accepted the terms that they've given us. The only thing that we've ever done, y'all, is being true to ourselves. So if they call you whatever term they come up with tomorrow, you counter that by saying FBA. If they call you whatever term they come up with next week, you counter that by saying FBA. If they call you whatever term they come up with next year, you counter that by saying FBA.
I say you claim what you want to personally claim yourself, because like I said, if something ever happens to FBA or Tariq Nasheed, some type of scandal comes up, that's gonna rattle the people that's calling themselves FBA. And I do not have confidence in Tariq Nasheed. So I have self-declared my own identity as Indigenous Black American personally, notarized, written, sent to a district attorney, and sent to the Black Caucus so far. You can self-declare your own identity, but he believes wholeheartedly FBA won't have no scandal attached to it, won't be classified as a hate group. That's the chance he's willing to take. I'm not willing to take that chance because I don't have faith in Tariq Nasheed like that. So that's my opinion.
The more you say foundational Black American freedmen only, the more all of their fake names don't matter. Boy, we cooking tonight. Smash that like button. Black Alpha Network in the building. We are delineating, separating all the way to our reparations. Regulate time. Look at this right here, family. This was an actual article that came out in the 1980s. We all know that Jesse Jackson was the one responsible for coming up with African American. Him and a couple other of his little people, they're the ones who came up with the term African American, all right? African American is a term that they just came up with. Yes, indeed. A lot of people think African American has been around for years. No, it's not. Go find me the speech from Dr. Huey P. Newton where he says African American. Can't find it. Go find me a speech with Fred Hampton where he says African American. Cannot find it. Go find me the speech with Asada Shakur and she says African American. You can't find it because African American is a brand new term. Check this out, y'all. African American term less preferred, poll says. Meaning, we've been rejecting that term from the jump. This is why I say you have to always stick true to who you are. You have to always be true to yourself. It does not matter what they call you. It's all about what you refer to yourself as. And then, if they cross that line, you show them who you are. Simple as that. Self-pride, self-focus, self-determination. African-American term, less preferred. Washington. Despite increasing use of the term African-American, most Black Americans still prefer to be called Black. They don't want to show you this. You're not going to see it.
And that is all the ones that I know from Ohio, where I lived, when that term came out, Black or African American, we refused to change our name from Black American. I have never called myself African American, never. And most of us have always were okay with Black American. There was no need to change it to African American. Jesse Jackson was running for presidency, and so we did not challenge the term because I wish I was only 16 though when it happened. I wish that others would have challenged it and fought back against it, but we just wanted to be getting along with Jesse Jackson, someone that was supposedly trying to be a president at the time. And he pushed in that term. That's what he got done. Pushed in that term, and now all this confusion about our identity.
This article on MSNBC, you're not going to see this article on CNN. You're not going to see this article on Fox News. They're going to hide this from you. Yeah, let's go back to the 1980s. One thing about the Black Alpha Network, if we got to go back in time to pull out a receipt, if we got to go into a desk, pull out a file, we going to find it. And we going to show everybody where the receipts really come from. It found 72% preferred Black and only 15% like the term Afro-American. And they said 2% preferred Negro, with the rest giving no opinion to the response. The change from Black to African-American was first proposed in December 1988. Family, this article came from 1988. This is showing you at a meeting in Chicago to lay the groundwork for the African American Summit that was held in New Orleans.
In 1988, this is when Jesse Jackson was talking about being a president. That's why a lot of people did not push back. Let me show you what he was doing in 1988 when he was giving his little stupid ass speeches. And this is why we didn't fight back.
Into space, not Star Wars and the war arms escalation, but a space defense initiative. Let's build in the space together and demilitarize the heavens. There's a way out. America, let us expand. When Mr. Reagan and Mr. Gorbachev met, it was a big meeting. They represented together 1/8 of the human race. 7/8 of the human race was locked out of that room. Most people in the world tonight, half are Asian, 1/2 of them are Chinese. There are 22 nations in the Middle East. There's Europe, 400 million Latin Americans next door to us, the Caribbean, Africa, 500 million people. Most people in the world today are yellow, or brown, or black, non-Christian, poor, female, young, and don't speak English. In the real world, this generation must offer leadership to the real world. We're losing ground in Latin America, Middle East, South Africa because we're not focusing on the real world. That real world. We must use basic principles, support international law. We stand the most to gain from it. Support human rights. We believe in that. Support self-determination. We're built on that. Support economic development. You know it's right. Be consistent and gain our moral authority in the world. I challenge you tonight, my friends. Let's be bigger and better as a nation and as a party.
Again, that rhetoric, 1988, the same year he pushed African American term. And so many people were trying to be hopeful that he could become president. And so they didn't push back harder. Let me see if I can find a video where he was talking about African American term. But he will always be a treacherous traitor to me because he brought in a term, again, that caused a lot of confusion with our identity today. And he didn't have to do that, but he got paid to do that. He's an agent of chaos. And he is the reason why we don't have our own ethnicity. Flat out. We had an ethnicity called Black American. There was no reason for him to be talking about no damn African American.
Terms that reinforced oppression have, but as centuries pass, Black people have at times fought to break free from derogatory labels. After the Civil War, several Black people dispensed with the names given them by their former enslavers. This would continue even into the 1900s when, during the height of the Civil Rights Movement, Black leaders strongly rebelled against Jim Crow labels. But for mainstream America, a major turning point came in the late 1980s. On this day in 1988, a group of Black leaders, including Reverend Jesse Jackson and representatives from the NAACP, met to discuss the National Black Agenda. It was here that Jackson and his peers catapulted the term African American into the country's lexicon. The term has been used since the 1970s, but never gained widespread acceptance until after this Chicago convention. Reverend Jackson said, to be called African Americans has cultural integrity. It puts us in...
Again, he is a charlatan. He is a Benedict Arnold. He was absolutely wrong. Look at what's going on now.
Proper historical context. Every ethnic group in this country has a reference to some land base, some historical cultural base. African Americans have hit that level of cultural maturity. Jackson stated that other races could connect their heritage to their mother countries with a sense of pride and acceptance. The term rose to prominence because it was considered more appropriate than black or colored. But we are now seeing a growth in popularity of the term black, this time for a different reason. Following George Floyd's murder last year, the New York Times announced it would be capitalizing the B in black to describe people and cultures of African origin in the U.S. and elsewhere.
That's what I'm saying. It was never, ever that way until we took on the African American term, and then they started using black for every other form black. It was never that way before. That was our ethnicity. That was the beginning of our erasure of our ethnicity by including us to be calling ourselves African American. And that's why we're having so many issues now with our identity. And that's why we're fighting back now, claiming our identity for ourselves, because we see what has been done. We couldn't see it at first because, again, we were hopeful that Jesse Jackson was going to be president. We were hopeful to get along and not ruffle any feathers. I was too young to do anything at the age of 16, but I was livid. I was livid off of the term of African American. Livid. I have never called myself African American. It's not because I hate Africa or Africans. It's why are you changing my identity without my approval? Why are you forcing this on me when I didn't say I wanted a change? Who are you to just change my identity from my birth certificate? That's black. I didn't want that. I didn't need that. Let's go back.
Orleans in April 1989. So let's get this right. In Chicago, 1988, they came up with the term African American for an African American summit that they were planning in New Orleans the year later, 89. Yes, these terms were all created then. It makes you wonder at this summit, what were they talking about? They were probably saying, let's put African on it so we can blend in Africans with Black Americans. An African American could be someone from Africa who just got here 20 minutes ago. A foundational Black American didn't get here. We're from here. Big difference. This is why we reject all terms that are not sealed and approved by us. Yes, this is the FBA era. And everything that we say goes, and if we do not say it, then it's bullshit. Simple as that. Call us cocky, call us what you want, but call us exceptional. Proceed. Civil rights leader Reverend Jesse Jackson endorsed the idea at the summit and has since been adopted by such other prominent blacks in New York. Mayor David Deakins, Atlanta Mayor Menard Jackson, U.S. Representative William Gray, and some other black organizations. Y'all know who the black organizations were. They was the NAACPs, they was the Narcs and the Cobras and all the 80s versions. Oh, we going there. We going there. If you feel me flow, smash that like button, subscribe to the Black Alpha Network. We building it here tonight, y'all. Certified.
Y'all should check out the rest of that live. It is about 3 hours and 31 minutes full of a lot of fire. Black Alpha Network. Y'all got to check out. It's called Taking Out the Trash Tethers in parentheses. And he's not talking about the Caribbeans or the Africans that respect our identity and our choices. We're not referring to them that are understanding our desire to have our own ethnicity. We're only referring to the ones that refuse to acknowledge our own ethnicity as our own and don't think that we have a right to self-declare our identity. Those are tethers. Those are the ones that want to feed off of us and keep us at the bottom silenced. And that's who he's talking about for those that are Caribbeans or Africans listening and you don't have a problem with us declaring our own identity. We're not talking about you. We're only talking about the ones that want to fight us from declaring our own identity. Who are y'all to try to tell us we cannot? Why would y'all want to fight us? Because there's a benefit with keeping us as is. And we don't like that no more. Let me see what you guys are saying, and I'm going to conclude. I'm going to play a song or two, and then I got to go. But I appreciate everybody for listening. I hope that somebody that is listening is now getting some type of awareness about what the video is about. I have a lot of people that listen and they don't like what I'm saying, I guess, because a lot of people are not hitting the like button. I guess I have a lot of haters watching me. Okay, you can watch, but hit the like button or hit the dislike button. Hit something, for God's sake. Okay, let me go back up. Oh, the Office of Management and Budget is what it stands for. Thank you for that, Satch, Ohio. Yes, I'm a Black American too, DJ T, Indigenous Black American. We're not no damn Africans, Leonard says. No, we're not. We don't have the culture. We don't have the history. We have been here for hundreds of years. We're a multi-race people. That's the truth. Go Playnesium. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate that. Many of these groups like NAACP, Black Caucus, etc., are now inundated by foreigners, so they are misleading Indigenous Black Americans to give up their true identity. That's what they're doing. They're trying to tell us to forget about America and to leave America while being replaced by immigrants. That's what they want us to do. You said, yep, I remember my grandparents were like, how many times they gone change our names? Exactly. It's ridiculous. But they're not done, Leonard. I believe they have another one in them that they think that they can do. But I know, and you know, we're going to go the fuck off when they attempt it. We're going to go the fuck off. I remember the elders in the Black communities were confused. And some said, oh, that's what they're calling us now. That's what I'm saying. And we're not going out like that no more. They lied and told them it's for better opportunities. Yeah, they lied. Same old lie. They lied to us. Messy Jesse, been an agent for decades. Facts. If not the whole time, I'm thinking the latter. Yes, he has been nothing good, especially if he has something to do with MLK passing away or dying. Easy access, panties get butt hurt when we don't use African American. Yeah, they act like we done slapped their newborn baby. The hell? EDEX says the film boys in the hood definitely pushed that whole we come from Africa concept. Hollywood played a big part in the concept. Yes, it did. They've been trying to force feed this idea of that, and we're not going for it. Yes, they are truly wicked. And let me see, where was I? All right. I was so glad when we started referring to ourselves as Black because people would fight you for calling them Black back in the day. Exactly. DJ, Africans, Caribbeans would not like that word at all. And now suddenly they're saying, we're all Black. We're global Black people. They wanted the Black American to believe this was a better title. African culture, dance classes, etc. were pushed into Black neighborhoods to make them accept the term. Yeah, I believe you. Leonard says all this to defraud us from our God birthrights. Facts. They are truly wicked. Yes, they are. Yes, they wanted to blend the African with the American. So for years, African culture was being promoted through religious leaders, professors, etc., into Black indigenous neighborhoods. Really? They did all that? Wow. So I appreciate everybody for listening. I hope that there's more of an understanding moving forward about the need for Black Americans to have self-declaring their own identity. We have never taken that as important up until now to do so. And I hope that more Africans and Caribbeans, whomever you are, would start respecting our rights to do what most people have done, which is have pride in their own identity. People are rocking their flags. They're having their own festivals. They're having their own challenges like the Nigerian Joloff challenge. There's Caribbean people that have their own festivals and gatherings. Nobody has a problem about none of that. But let Black Americans come together and claim Black American heritage or anything, then all of a sudden you have all kinds of foreign Blacks coming to the function talking about, what are you doing without us? The same thing you do without us. But again, it's hypocrisy at its finest. And they think that we're supposed to just stay dumbed down to what they've been getting away with doing. And we're not accepting that no more. So I'm going to play a couple of songs. If you have a song, an old school song, let me know what you want to hear. I'm going to play one that I have not heard in a while. Let me see. I know you guys might be shocked, but I like some white old school music as well. Do you guys remember Kenny Loggins? Remember him back in the day? This song was 1979. This Is It. I want you guys to hear this song and hear the soul that was in this white guy's voice. But while this plays, pick another song also that I can play as well after this is over. But back in the day, this was the jam.
In my life, I've been wondering why. Still somehow I believe we'll always survive. Now I'm not so sure you're waiting here. One good reason to try. Lord, what more can I say? What's left to provide? You think that maybe it's over, only if you want it to be. Are you gonna wait for a sign? Your miracle, stand up and fight. This is it. Make no mistake where you are. This is it. Your back's to the corner. This is it. Don't be a fool anymore. This is it. The waiting is over. No room to run. No way to hide. No time for wondering why. It's here, the moment is now, about to decide. Let him leave him behind. Keep me near in your heart. Oh, whatever you do, I'm here by your side. You said that maybe it's over. No, you don't want it to be. Oh, and say your love, here's your miracle. Stand up and fight. This is it. Make no mistake where you are. This is it. You're going over.
Yeah, I'm taking a request. I just saw your request for his river. I'll play that after I play All My Life by Jodeci or KC and JoJo. I'll look it up. I think I remember that song. It's been a minute. Hold on, let me play this and then two more selections and I gotta go. I gotta take my dog out. Hold on. Please like and share the video.
I will never find another lover sweeter than you, sweeter than you. And I will never find another lover more precious than you, more precious than you. Girl, you are close to me like my mother, close to me like my father, close to me like my sister, close to me like my brother. You are the only one, you're my everything. And for you, the song I sing. All my life, I pray for someone like I thank God that I finally found you. All my life, I pray for someone like you. And I hope that you feel the same way too. Yes, I pray that you do love me too. I'm taking all that I'm thinking of. Baby, and I promise to never fall in love with a stranger. You're all I'm thinking of. I praise the Lord above for sending me your love. I cherish every part. I really love you. Baby, 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 someone like you. I thank God. Pray for someone like you. Feel the same way too. Yes, I pray that you do love me. Oh, that I never know. You smile on my face, on my tears. You turn my life around. You pick me up when I'm down. You all that I ever know. It's life is gone. You pick me up when I was down. Hey, all that I ever know. It's life is gone. You pick me up when I was down. And I hope that you feel the same way too. Yes, I pray that you do love me too. Oh, God, I pray for someone like you. And I thank God that I finally found you. Oh, God, I pray for someone like you. Yes, I pray that you do love me
I wonder what happened to them. They just disappeared, y'all. So now I'm going to play an average white band. I think I remember them, but it's been so long. It's called Pick Up the Pieces. Last but not least is Gladys Knight and the Pips, The Makings of You. I hope that this is not copywritten. I'm looking at it to make sure before I play it. This is a 1974 song. Genre is funk and soul. Let's see. I'm going to try to play it. Please like and share the video. I would greatly appreciate it, and subscribe to my channel.
Great big expression of happiness. Boy, you could miss with a dozen roses. Such would astound the joy of children laughing around you. These are the makings of you. It is true, the makings of you. It's been a miracle for what you've done. Please stay right by by my side. Two can be one, the righteous way to go. Or believe that I told you so. You're second to none. Love of all mankind should reflect some sign of the words I tried to recite. They're close but not almost impossible to do. Describing the makings of you.